According to Forbes, CEO and founder Jeff Bezos of Amazon is worth over $135 billion. He makes so much money that if he were to come across a $100 bill on the sidewalk, and if he stopped to pick it up, he would be losing money. He's worth so much, in fact, that if he stopped to pick up $1,000 on the sidewalk, he would be losing money. He makes on average $2,489 per second. Jeff Bezos understands that time equals money. Every successful entrepreneur, business owner, anybody that has achieved wealth understands that time is money and you only have so much time in the day. You have 86,400 seconds per day to be the most productive that you can. I've learned over the years that I only have so much time, and I've got family, I've got business, and I gotta make sure that I'm utilizing my time to the fullest potential. And because of that, I had to implement productivity hacks throughout my day to make sure that I'm getting everything that I can. So today I'm going to share with you what are the 7 productivity hacks I've implemented in my life that have made me tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And stick around to the end because number 7, I think you're going to be shocked on what this hack is because it goes against common belief about what productivity is and things that help you. I think you're going to be shocked. So let's find out what these 7 productivity hacks are right now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Wealth Hacker TV, the channel dedicated to teaching you new ways to grow wealth that is not taught to you in schools or by your parents. I am your host, Jeff Rose, and today we're talking about productivity and how productivity equals making money. Being productive will make you money, will make you rich, will help you grow wealth. So in my case, I've got 4 kids, I've got a big family, I've got a lot of things going on. So I have to make sure that every second that I have that I'm getting the most out of it. So that whenever I drop my kids off from school, when I get back to my office, I'm ready to crank out whatever I need to for the day. So the first productivity hack that I have is I have to be laser focused. I have to start each day with a laser focus of intentionality. And I do that by reviewing my goals every single day. I review my goals before I go to bed. I review my goals when I wake up first thing in the morning. I review my goals every single day. I'll write out the things I have to do that day. I'll write the things I have to do that week or that month, because I want to make sure that every day that I know what I'm doing. So if you're just rolling out of bed and you don't have your goals, you don't have your to-dos for the day, and you're just going about your day, not really sure what you have to get done, you're just wasting precious minutes. You gotta attack each day. You gotta know what are the things that have to get done. So I have a few different ways that I do that. The first off is I have different journals that I use. Now I've bounced around different journals, testing them out, trying them out, and they all work to some degree. You just gotta find a journal that works for you. So find a journal that allows you to write down the things, your goals for that day, for that week, for that month. Also, what I do is I have these oversized index cards, and these things are all over my house, and my wife hates them. But with these index cards, I can write down what are my goals for the day, what are my goals for the week, and I make sure that I do that every day, and they're there, they're visible. There's no question. They're in my face, so I know what I have to get done, and that's how I can attack my day being laser focused. The second productivity hack that I use is called the Pomodoro Technique, and what this technique allows you to do is to be laser focused for a set period of time, usually 20 or 25 minutes, and then you take an intentional 5-minute break. What this does, it allows you to dive into whatever project, whatever assignment, whatever it is that you have to get done, and you focus on that for that set period of time. You set a timer to make sure that you are being committed to that time period. And you can use any timer that you want. You can use the stopwatch on your phone. They have Pomodoro apps that you can download. You can use a kitchen timer. It doesn't really matter what you use, just some timer that until that timer goes off, you don't do anything else but whatever that task is. And then when that timer goes off, you take an intentional break. You take 5 minutes to go get a drink of water, to stand up, to stretch, to do whatever you need to do to get some fresh air so that you can get rejuvenated and to go back and attack your day. The third productivity hack that I use has to do with email, because all of us get email. And I don't know about you, but I hate email. I understand it's important to communicate with your customers, to communicate with your team. So I know email is an essential part of your day and a part of your business, but you have to make sure that you're not getting sucked in. Now, I love when I read the book 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and Tim Ferriss, he had a hack to where he only checked his email twice a day. And anytime that you emailed him, you would get an autoresponder letting you know that he's not going to check your email until 4 o'clock the next day or whatever time that he had in his book. So for me, I have certain email addresses that people want to reach out to me, and I've set up autoresponders so that they know that, listen, I got your email and somebody from my team is going to get back to you. If it's something that you need to get back to me, my team will forward to me and I will get back to you when I can. Another productivity hack to do with email, and I already kind of mentioned this, is that I have an assistant that filters all my emails and she only forwards the ones that are most important. Now, you might not be at this point where you can actually hire an assistant or hire somebody to help manage your emails, but I promise you it's not as expensive as you think that it would. So find some way somehow that you can protect your time, find a way that you can outsource your emails to somebody else to filter only the good ones. All the junk can go on to somebody else. And the last email productivity hack is the one that I love because I'm a video guy. I love doing video. And oftentimes I'll get these email responses that I want to respond, but it takes a long time to write out, to type out a well thought out email response. So I use a tool called bombbomb.com. I mean, you gotta love the name, but BombBomb allows me to send a video message that's already in my Gmail. So I don't have to go to another software. It's right there in my Gmail that I can hit the record button, record myself and hit send so that I am responding to that person with a thoughtful response that is a video. And it takes me 2 minutes to send a video as opposed to taking 10 to 15 minutes to type up a thoughtful response. So yes, BombBomb is a paid software program that I use. You can also just record on your phone. There's other tools that you can use that are free, but just find a way to be more productive with your emails. All right, the fourth productivity hack has to do with writing. So when I started my blog, I used to sit down and I would write, I would type out every single blog post, and it would take me an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours to write one article. Like that's not just because I'm a slow typer, because it just requires so much mental juice that it would just drain me. And when I finally realized like this is not me being the most productive as I possibly can, I started to look at other options. How could I write articles? How could I write anything at a much more productive pace? So that's when I discovered that instead of writing, I need to talk, because guess what? I like to talk. So for me, anytime that I write anything, I'm not sitting down to type it out. I am using some sort of transcription service. Right now I pay for an app called Mobile Assistant, and Mobile Assistant allows me on my phone to just talk whatever I need to say. So whether it be a blog post, whether it be notes to my assistant, whether it's an email, all I have to do is talk into the app, then I hit send, and within 24 hours, I get a response. I get a typed response back of whatever I said. Doesn't matter how many words it is or how long I talk, I get that transcription back, and that has saved me so much time that I can't even quantify. Now with Mobile Assistant, that is a monthly recurring service. So maybe you're not in that position where you want to pay monthly for a transcription service, but there are other tools that you can use like Rev.com. Rev.com allows you to submit an audio file, and just like Mobile Assistant, within 24 hours or sometimes sooner, you get the transcription back. So you can use the Voice Memos app on your phone, record yourself, submit that to Rev, and you're just paying the price per minute. Another way I've been able to be more productive is through shortcuts or text expander. Now, if you have an iPhone, it already has this feature built in. So any shortcut. So if you had typical responses that you send to friends, or even like an email response, if you type in the shortcut, boom, there it is. That's how I respond to a lot of my commenters on YouTube, is by utilizing these shortcuts. There's also a piece of software that you can purchase. It's not very much, called Text Expander. And with this, anything that you find yourself typing on a regular basis, instead of typing the entire thing out, you can build in these shortcuts that allow you to save so much time. Having these shortcuts in place, instead of having to type out all this junk, my goodness, you get so much time back into your hands to do things that are gonna make you more money. All right, so if you haven't figured this out yet, I don't like to type, I don't like to send emails, I like just to talk and do video. So no surprise, the next hack for me are messaging hacks. So how am I messaging people, whether that be through Facebook Messenger or sending text message to family, to friends, to people that I know? And one of the ways I've been able to do that, very similar than what I've already shared, is voice to text. So anytime I want to send a text message, I mean, I hate texting, But if I can talk it out loud and send that voice to text, then that's going to save me so much more time. Now, as I mentioned, longer emails, that's where I'm using a service like Mobile Assistant to where I can just talk it out, or sending a video. Another thing that I love to do, and I know especially with iPhones and other iPhone users, is the audio message. So instead of sending a text message where I have to type it out, I can just talk and send whatever I need to send. And that's all through messages, all through sending like text messages. Now, another way I've been able to be productive with messaging is through an app called Voxer. Voxer is by far one of my most favorite and most used apps that I have on my phone. Voxer is an app that allows you to record a message, and you can have a group of people, you can send individual messages, and then that person can respond, or that group can respond whenever they have time. So it's kind of like an ongoing chat, except that you don't have to type. All you've got to do is talk. All my mastermind groups, we use Voxer. I have several friends that I keep in contact with. We use Voxer just to allow us to keep in touch about what's going on. And you get so much more hearing that person's voice as opposed to sending them a text. So if you've not checked out Voxer yet, please do. It is a productivity hacker's dream. All right, the next productivity hack all has to do with protecting your time. And this first one goes out to all you commenters that always tell me to get to the point, that I'm talking too long. It's like, okay, I get it. I am a bit long-winded, sure. But there's this little feature that YouTube allows you to watch videos at a much faster rate. You can watch me on 2x speed. You can watch me on 3x speed. You can watch me on 4x, 5. I can just talk as fast as I want. You can watch me as fast or as slow as you want. That is how I digest all of my YouTube videos. I'm always watching at least at 2x speed. And that's the exact same way that I listen to podcasts. That's the same way that I listen to audiobooks. I don't listen on real time. I'm always listening a little bit faster. With audiobooks, it's either 1.5 or 2 times as fast. Because guess what? I can digest the content that much faster. And going back to the Voxer app, you can actually speed up how fast you're listening to the messages there. So I can just listen to all these messages at a much faster clip. You gotta protect your time. Those are a few ways that I protect my time by digesting content. Now, another way that I protect my time is with calls. Like, I do have to have calls with team members, with people that want to pitch me certain things, or sometimes people that want to network with me. And every time that I have a call, this is a hack that I got from somebody else. I don't remember who I got this from, but kudos to you for sharing this with me. But this hack is killer. When you get on a call, before you start the call, let the other person know a time, a hard deadline when you have to get off. If you ever find yourself being trapped in conversations or trapped in meetings, maybe somebody wants to meet you for coffee and you just don't have the courage to tell them you gotta go. Well, if you start the meeting with a hard deadline when you have to stop, when you have to leave, when you have to hang up, when you have to get off your Skype or video conferencing call, whatever that is, let them know upfront before you get into it what time you have to go. What is your hard deadline? All right, we're on to the last one. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this productivity hack is actually a productivity killer if you don't use it the right way. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this bad boy right here, your iPhone, your Android, your smartphone. As we all know, like, these things are amazing. I mentioned Voxer, I mentioned Mobile Assistant. You know, there are apps that have increased my productivity so much more, but it can also suck away. It can kill your productivity if you don't protect yourself. So for me, I had to set certain boundaries. I had to protect myself from not wasting my life away on this stupid device. So how have I done that? Well, the first one's probably going to be a big shock, and it may give you some uncomfortableness. It might make you queasy, but I have deleted all social media apps from my phone. Yup, that's right. That means I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram, and I don't even have YouTube on my phone. What? Isn't that crazy? Now, if I do need to access any of these, I can access them from a web browser. So if there is something on there I have to do or have to respond to somebody, I can get to it. But it is one extra step that I have to do that prevents me from getting sucked in on all your cute baby pictures and all your political rants, whatever it is you want to share on social. I'm sorry, I know you've got a lot of great stuff to share, but guess what? I got more things I want to do, more things I need to get done. I've got to be more productive. So all the social media apps are done. The other big one are these stupid notifications. Have you ever found yourself where you're talking to somebody or somebody's talking to you and all of a sudden your phone dings or their phone dings and you're in the middle of a conversation, all of a sudden they go back to their phone because they got to see who texted them or who sent them a private message or who liked their latest Instagram post. Notifications are a productivity killer. You've got to be laser focused. And if you keep allowing yourself to be interrupted by notifications, you're going to kill your productivity. Turn off all your notifications. And the last thing with my phone, when I am ready to get down to business, when I'm ready to get some stuff done, I put my phone on do not disturb or airplane mode so that if I'm recording a video, if I'm sending out an email or typing up a sales page or whatever it is that I'm doing, I don't want to be interrupted. So turn on your do not disturb, turn on airplane mode, shut off the notifications so that you can get the most out of your day. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you've got 86,400 seconds per day to be the most productive as possible as you can. And if you're wasting it away, being interrupted with notifications, typing out emails, sending text messages to people that it's just a waste of time, you're not going to hack your wealth. You're just going to stay broke. You've got to be more productive. Which productivity hack do you use the most? Are there any of these that you don't use that you're planning on using? Or there's something that you discovered that allows you to hack your productivity? I want to know, our readers want to know, our community wants to know. So share in the comments below what those productivity hacks. I appreciate you. I appreciate the time. This is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome as long as you're being productive. Peace.